Welcome back, everybody, to Brown Bag Bets, powered by BetSports. We are your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christensen, and joining me, as always, Mr. Andy Molitor. A lot happened last night. What did you end up watching? Did you watch anything? Some basketball, some baseball? Your Timberwolves were on.
I had to do a show. I ended up doing a show, and then at that point, none of the good basketball games that I wanted to watch was on. So I started a different book. And Anthony Doerr, I don't know how to say his name. It's pretty good so far, World War II kind of setting. But so I didn't watch shit. I read a book. I did an NFL show. I paid attention to NBA. I'm starting to play a little DFS just so I can get a little more involved in the NBA. It's been fun. I did terrible 2 days ago. Did okay yesterday, which means almost broke even. Today the goal will be probably not to play because these 2-game slates, I think you have to be really perfect, incredibly sharp. Maybe I'll just do some catch games today, but I've enjoyed the NBA. The NBA DFS has been fun. So I got involved in that a little, watched a little baseball while I was here. Had the Astros money line, if you recall. That got home. Got a little dicey there. Sorry to overbetters in that one. I think you deserved a little better, and we'll get to that. But how did tennis go, total-wise?
Tennis was okay. We had to push our one total. Bedosa's a quitter. She quit during the middle of the match as opposed to just take her as a rank of beating. We lost our Mertens under, but got the over 2.5 sets on Peg Bouchard. And I'm trying to remember what the other one was. That went well as well. I think the Sabalenka first set overs. We didn't get the 10.5, but we got the 9.5. So with the 2.5 sets, made out with a little bit of money yesterday. That's always fun.
Eked out a profit, reinvesting today. Guadalajara. This was the name of the Mexican restaurant in Brookings, South Dakota. Not one of, it was the Mexican restaurant. Very good. It's about making me incredibly nostalgic for that joint. I don't even know if it's still open, but that's where they're holding tennis, and you're going back to the well with some first set overs.
Yeah, a lot of these lines looking pretty good. Again, end of the season, a lot of data here. And after the first couple rounds, you get to kind of see how everybody looks and what their motivation level is. Everyone should be at this point pretty comfortable with, the altitude and things like that. So looking through, I mean, if you wanted some money lines here today, Kudermetova at -210 against Ostapenko is probably a good parlay piece if you wanted to dump that in with something. That's probably the only one that sticks out. I might bet Sloane Stephens to beat Caroline Garcia later. But the bet I do like, Jessie Pegula is going to play Bianca Andreescu. This should be a great match. The total sits at 22. The over 2.5 sets is actually below +140, heading down to +135. Again, about as low as you see it for a WTA match. I think this first set is going to be an absolute battle. We're looking at a 7-5 here. Maybe a 7-6. Again, I'll probably go back just for FOMO and sprinkle a little bit of the 12.5, but a lot of 7-5s for these women, a lot of 6-4s. So 9.5 was able to find that at even money. And then the 10.5 +280. There's some 250s out there. 250 is fine if that's all you have in front of you. So just a first set total over there. Again, a couple other leans, and you can check the link on my profile on Twitter for all my plays if I do end up adding the Sloane Stephens play, but that's 50-50.
I think somebody wants MLS bets. Are they having a tournament? I only do tournament soccer. League soccer is impossible for me, at least. MLS looks like, we got your Philly Union is a home favorite against the FC Cincinnatus. And then we have, El Tráfico. You've got Los Angeles FC versus Los Angeles Galaxy. I always just bet that over because that's how I bet. They're playoffs? I don't know. Playoffs get a little dicey. Playoffs can be a little cagey. So maybe I'll take a look at that LA match. That's not until 2100 Central Time because I'm on Flash Score. I haven't been able to figure out how to change it not to military time. That is 10 Eastern, though, if you're unfamiliar with that system. MLS. Wow. MLB, though, that is actually a real thing that's happening in a popular league for some. Last night, like I said, I got my money line or my run line home, some plus money, which was a reinvestment of the under in the game 5 of the Yankees, thanks to my friend, the Hungarian Nightmare, Balash Paul. Talked me
Great
into
pal.
that. Great pal. So I won that. And then I'm reinvesting tonight in the Yankees Astros over 7. I got this at minus 105 at low vig. I don't know if it's on the move. I'm going to assume it is just because I haven't seen a single GD person bet this under. So makes me feel good that other smart folks that actually handicap baseball are on this. But I liked it regardless. These teams are 2 of the top 4 teams in the league as far as how many home runs they hit during the season. They hit a bunch. And maybe when they do so tonight, as they probably will have 2 or more, maybe some guys will be on base. These solo home runs make it harder to count to 7. So looking for some base runners. Verlander was good, and the Yankees do strike out a lot, but just looking at the, Frambler is maybe your ace if you want to knock Verlander down a notch, but he has a higher hits per 9. He has a much higher. He walks twice as many batters per 9 as Verlander, strikes out fewer per 9, obviously a higher whip, a higher ERA plus, or a lower, whatever, a higher ERA. He's a very good pitcher. He's pitched a lot. He probably is their ace heading down the road going forward, but I like him to get roughed up a little bit by this Yankees lineup. Yankees should get 3 or 4 here. High scoring game. That's what I want. I have no idea what time this is. Is there an early game today?
Baseball wise, I think the Phillies. No, the Phillies
Like,
don't
are the
play
Fighting
today.
Phils off? So,
Travel day for the
all right,
Phils. So
only one, just the one game. So this is 7:37 Eastern Standard Time, and I will be on this over. And since it's the only damn game, I'm using this in my Equinox Parlay too. Spoiler alert.
you have to. I mean, I went with a little wimpier and there, but when we get to the football game, I have a little better number that I put in there. NBA though, pretty solid night overall. Again, just 2-2. We got kind of hosed in that Sacramento Portland total. A lot of missed free throws, a lot of poor play there, and we still were a few points away from cashing that one. So not a bad start to the season. And as kind of was the pattern last year, Andy, for some reason, the less games there are, the more bets I have. We had 12 games last night. I had 4 bets tonight. There are 2 games, and there's something I like in each of them. Going to start with the Bucks Sixers here. Totals did really well towards the under last year and the season before, and you start to go back a little bit further, it's messy, but this is going to be the first real NBA season that we've had in a while. It's the full 82 games on the normal schedule with a full off season coming in. I think teams are a little more physically ready for the season, a little bit fresher. They actually had preseason and real training camps and things. So scoring has been a little bit higher. And it seems that whatever the rule enforcement they were trying to do last year with calling less fouls on shooters, maybe that's been pulled back a little bit. There was no announcement about that, but there's been a lot more fouls on 3-point shooters these first couple days in some of these games than we saw early last year. And again, not that those are all the reasons that I'm making these bets here, but I look at this Bucks Sixers total, and if the Sixers play anywhere close to where they did in game 1 against the Celtics team that defensively is just as good, if not better, than what this Bucks team is, they're going to put up a lot of points. The Bucks are happy to run here. Generally, these are high-scoring games. If you go back and look at historical matchups of the Bucks and Sixers, I had this total closer to 227 myself. So 223, 223 and a half. Maybe there's some 224s popping up. All those numbers are fine. Going to take the over tonight again. Expect the pace to be pretty solid. And the scoring has been very good. The Sixers draw a lot of fouls, and free throws are generally good for overs. So a lot of things building up towards an over here. And then the Clippers, let's try to find some way to bet the Clippers. The spread's right around -5.5. They are the road team, but we're playing in Los Angeles. Same stadium. It'll just be Lakers colors tonight instead of Clippers colors for all the fans. And 5.5 on a neutral court, probably just about right. I'd probably maybe have the Clippers 6.5, something like that. But again, the total looks a touch low. I like the Clippers, and there's a little bit of value there. Put the two together, and it looks like a really nice spot for a Clippers team total over 114.5, 115, anything in that range looks pretty good. Maybe the Lakers find a way to score some tonight, keep this game a little bit close, but Clippers probably roll and put up a really big number. So I'll just take the team total instead of trying to lay the spread where, again, the number looks closer to right than wrong there.
And I use that too. I don't know what to bet in the NBA, man. I don't know.
Wait till my hockey handicap.
Oh yeah, mine. I already told Dan's is more sound than mine probably, but there is a Thursday night game. We are going to look at it. We talked about it on the deep dive. If you missed that last night, go check it out. It was a nice, tidy 120, which is shorter than Use Your Illusion 1, which got visited last night. We went deep into some GNR talk for, I don't know what happened. It's usually my analogies that end us up on some of these real weird tangents. But regardless, we didn't bet this game. A lot of injuries. We weren't super sure on the quarterback last night. It is going to be Andy Dalton. Arizona is getting DeAndre Hopkins back. They're bringing in Robbie Anderson from the Panthers. There's still quite a few injuries. Marcus Lattimore, notably for the Saints defense. Saints are missing basically all their receivers except the rookie Olave. Juwan Jennings will play, I guess. But there's a lot of injuries.
Juwan Jennings is the San Francisco 49er.
Okay. Juwan. Who's the
tight end? Juwan Johnson.
Juwan Johnson. There you go. Juwan Jennings is a whole different person. Kyle says he'll be at the game tonight. Well, if you needed any more reason as a season ticket holder to stay home, there you go, guys. But yeah, a lot of injuries in this game. We didn't get involved to understand the steam on Arizona, but it's not as if the New Orleans Saints were unable to score with the backups the last couple of weeks. So haven't been able to make sense. Didn't bet this game. I'm just going to go tickle your first touchdown props. I don't have any bets on this one.
It does feel like a sneaky Thursday night game. We'll see. The New Orleans defense is solid. The Arizona offense has been really bad. So hopefully we'll see some scoring tonight. I think we'll get at least one touchdown. Me knocking on wood because I think last time I said that didn't go so well. Just 5 plays tonight. Again, the board's really top heavy here. DeAndre Hopkins in his first game of the year is the favorite to score the first touchdown, closely followed by Alvin Kamara. One of those numbers makes sense to me. The other one is a little bit head scratching. I'm not sure why Hopkins deserves that much space. And since they don't know which Arizona running back is going to be playing tonight, they both have the same odds at the top of the board. I love bookmakers. That's really fun of them to kind of hose us like that. I was hoping for a decent number on Eno Benjamin. Thinking maybe he'd be the backup and we get ahead of that, but nothing there. Again, Olave is still on the board, but going to start even with some smaller numbers again than usually I look at. Start with Taysom Hill, 10-1. I don't know what you call him, a tight end. Maybe we'll call him a halfback. Is halfback still a position? I miss halfback.
Skill position. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Just a kind of a gadget player, if you will. Yeah. Athlete. They use him a ton to run the ball, to throw the ball, to catch the ball when they get around the red zone. The most consistent target share, the most consistent amount of rushes of any player on this team, especially when you get to the red zone, is Taysom Hill. 10-1's a really nice number. I would have that closer to 8, maybe even 7, if I'm being honest. Kyler Murray hasn't run in one yet, and I continue to bet this number, at double digits or better. Last couple seasons, if you look, pretty close, honestly, to what like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen do in terms of rushing one in. It might just be kind of a change in the offense. I'm not sure, but happy to still bet him at 11-1. He continues to honestly lead this team in rush attempts and things close to the red zone, given honestly how little success they've had and some inconsistency at the running back position. But really like him at 11-1, one of the better rushing quarterbacks. Zach Ertz, 13-1, top target share, top red zone target share for this Cardinals team. Just does incredibly well in the red zone every year, scores a bunch of touchdowns. And this matchup is a little tough for him. The Saints generally do well, honestly, against tight ends, but happy to take him at 13-1, should be closer to 10. Juwan Johnson, who we talked about, Adam Trautman's out. So the tight end, if you will, for the New Orleans Saints should be Juwan Johnson, and the Cardinals suck rocks when it comes to guarding tight ends. Give up a bunch of touchdowns, a ton of yards. Play some Juwan Johnson props. I'll talk about another one in a second, but first touchdown at 23-1. That one's on Prop Builder. So you got to have some offshores or PPH to get that one at 23-1. But anything 18 or better, which you should be able to find, looks like a great bet. And Andy Dalton, he's been locked in at quarterback, 40-1. Rushes a lot more than I think people give him credit for. And given the Saints' desire to just kind of spread the ball around near the red zone, happy to take him at a big number. So just a 5-pack for us tonight.
Just 5. Light. Maybe I'll bet him a little heavier.
You might as well.
I think I got syrup in my beard.
Let's see. Now, so got the Equinox Parlays here. I can see what's coming. Now, how many? Right. Let's be honest. How many of these legs are you really confident about?
All 4. All 4 for sure. Because, well, let's say the hockey one is probably my least confident, I guess. Kings Pens.
Even though you're from Minnesota, you've never seen a hockey game.
I've been to one wild game. I'm going to one this winter in Chicago. I owe that to Matt. But Kings Pens over 6. I bought a half goal here. Is scoring up. The whole damn board was 6.5. What happened to 5.5, guys? I guess the goalies have smaller gloves or something's going on. But regardless, I bought this down to 6 because I'm a coward. But all I did was look up, hey, who has the most shots on goal this year per game so far? And I picked a couple of teams that in the top 10 that play each other. That's my hockey handicap. Don't know how good their defenses are. Don't know how good their goalies are. Not super sure about their skaters. The puck is smaller this year. I think Patrick's just yanking my chain on that one. But Kings Pens over 6 is like minus 170. I put that in here. Bucks 76ers over 223. Get back spot for my 76ers and the Bucks. The Bucks are one of my favorite teams in the East too. So I'm just going to talk like you. I'm going to pretend.
I just love the optimism of it.
Yeah. I can't get this below 226, guys. That's what noobs would say. I don't actually have an NBA model. But again, some smart people are betting this over. I trust them. And I wanted to bet all overs in this. It's become my thing. If I'm making dumb bets like Champions League, it's not going to be an under, guys. So Yankees, Stroh's already talked about that. Frambler, hopefully the Midnight Frambler gets roughed up a little bit. And then Olave over 58.5 receiving yards, coming back as particularly your only healthy receiving option throughout the course of the year. He's had some good games. I want to say he's topped this 3 out of 4 in the games that he's played. So I think he's good for it, especially as the only option, especially if we get in a game state where the Saints are trailing a little. And yes, it is the Sports Equinox. If you don't know what that is, it is the first day of the fall where we have all 4 major sports playing on the same day. You are legally required to put in a parlay like this. Mine plays plus 960. And really, I don't think any of this, if you listen to this in podcast form or you catch it later on in the day, I don't think any of this is very soon. The hockey game doesn't start until 7.
It's all night stuff.
Football and base. Yeah, this is all night stuff. So you have lots of time. I'm going to post this on Twitter. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. You can drop them in the YouTube comment section as well. And Noops is going money lines.
Money lines. That's I try to find a way to get this up. And again, when you don't know really what you're doing, sometimes just take a big number because the Astros, they look really good. We'll see if the Yankees can bounce back. I see a lot of people that I like in baseball. They're back in the Astros more in futures markets. They took them to win this series here and again. Looks like it's a really tough spot for the Yankees. So I'm going to take the Astros money line. And then my hockey strategy, Andy, was quite simply, who's the biggest hockey favorite? And this Rangers team, from what I understand, is pretty good. The San Jose Sharks team is pretty bad, and they are from California, and it's got to be tough to come all the way over to the East Coast and play a good hockey team. Boy, doesn't that sound – actually, probably
Rangers are good, aren't they? Like the Rangers
clip that and sell it on TikTok if I said it with more excitement. But Rangers money line. I talked about the Clippers. I think they roll the Lakers tonight. Give me the Clippers money line. And Juwan Johnson, that'll be the big number here. Anytime touchdown score, that's like plus 350. Expect Andy Dalton to continue to throw to the middle of the field, to tight ends and things like that. Should be a great opportunity tonight against the Arizona Cardinals. So once we catch all those money lines, we can sweat that Juwan Johnson touchdown.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Have him anytime touchdown score at like 14-1, even
I can
more.
dig it. I guess the Clippers game is later, so we'll still have to sweat the Clippers after that, but I don't think it'll be that much of a sweat.
Lakers are terrible. The Rangers are great. Happy Equinox to all who celebrate. We wish you lots of joy and luck. And man, I'm just bound to
Thanks for
finish this
watching.
poem.
We hope you give a fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I kind of led myself right into having to end the poem with an F word, you guys, which really threw me for a loop. You can see my brain saying, "Do I say it? Do I drop a swear?" But no. Happy Thursday, happy Equinox. Enjoy football. Drew and I will be there for halftime. Be cheering for these first touchdown scores, and basically that's it, guys. And Olave, I guess. And I know some people that have Juwan Johnson overs on their receiving yardage. That was a fun. I know a couple guys, Slop and Darren, have that, so maybe I'll play a couple props in that too. So we will catch you guys Friday, Super Show Friday.